What's up, everybody, and welcome to the 15th episode of Sports Talk with me, your girl, Whitney B. I got a good episode for us today, so without further ado, let's get this show started. And welcome again to the 15th episode of Sports Talk with me, Whitney B. I kind of got like it's a good show, but it's going to come at the end with some like, we didn't even know that. So I really want to get right to it, but it's other stuff that got to come first. So I'm going to start off with congratulations to the Phoenix Suns. Y'all, Phoenix is the Western Conference champions in the NBA. They beat out the LA Clippers. Chris Paul had a hell of a game coming back finally after 16 seasons in the NBA. Chris Paul is finally going to the NBA Finals. The Phoenix Suns haven't actually been in the finals since 1993. I believe it's 93. I think it was 93. So they haven't been in this position since the early 90s, and now they are going back to the NBA Finals and could possibly be the champions because on the Eastern Conference you have Milwaukee and Atlanta, and they just lost their star player Giannis, the Bucks, and then Trae Young is out. So the game is it can go either way. In the beginning, I said the Bucks versus the Suns anyway, which it could still be the Bucks versus the Suns, but Atlanta, they not letting up. Excuse me, guys. Atlanta is not letting up. They really got their foot on the Bucks' neck. Trae Young, before he was injured, he was really coming out the gate, really playing, doing what he do. So we'll see how the Bucks and the Hawks go. I still think it may be the Bucks, but even if whoever it is, the Bucks or the Hawks, it's going to be tough to get past the Suns. I do want to shout out Michigan's own Devin Booker, because Devin Booker, he is from Grand Rapids. I'm happy that we got a Michigan man going to the finals. And Devin Booker may be one of the luckiest people on earth right now with that LeBron James jersey, because if you remember the last game that they played against LeBron James and Devin Booker, James, when they lost, of course, LA lost in that first round of the conference finals. But anyway it goes, LeBron James gave Devin Booker his signed jersey, and that was actually the last signed 23 jersey from LeBron James. So one day that jersey that, Devin Booker has might be worth a lot of money. If you guys remember, I reported a few weeks ago that LeBron James switched his number. He's going with his Space Jam number. So I'm just saying, Devin Booker can give me the jersey. I'm not even a big LeBron James fan, but that jersey is going to be worth a lot of money. Side note. Moving on real fast. Serena Williams, she was injured. She was injured early on in Wimbledon, and she had to actually retire out of the Wimbledon. So with that being said, she will not be a part of the U.S. I'm not the U.S. The U.S., but playing in the Olympics. So I know that was really hurtful. If you guys saw the clips and even saw the story, she was really tearful there on the court. And I think what was great about it is that she had a lot of positive feedback from the fans. They gave her a standing ovation. They cheered her on really loud. It sucks because as an athlete, I can imagine, you put all this wear and tear on your body anyway, and you do this, but you always play to win, and you do everything to, succeed and finish. And just being injured and having that weigh on her, and especially, everything with the Olympics, it has to be hard. But unfortunately, Serena will not be a part of Team USA playing in the Olympics for tennis this year. I would love to see Serena come back strong. Who knows? Honestly, I'm actually looking forward to seeing little Opana. Hopefully I said her name correctly, but y'all know Serena out here teaching her daughter the moves, and she young. She gonna be 7, killing it. And it seems like, people are getting younger and younger in the game. You had Coco Gauff out there, 16, killing it, winning, And a lot of these young athletes are, especially in tennis, seems to be trained by their parents. So I'm here for it. I'm definitely here. It'll be sweet to see Serena, turn into an awesome coach once she's done officially in tennis. But she's coaching up her daughter really well. So I just wanted to update you guys on that. So sorry to hear that she had to, have that injury. But let's continue to uplift her and send her positive vibes because all athletes need it. Now, I told y'all, it was a lot of drama in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers, but it's not just Aaron Rodgers. The Packers seems to can't catch a break right now. So the rumors surrounding, what's going to happen with Rodgers is up in the air, but now is Devante Adams. Rodgers is the MVP. Him and Adams, as you can see on the screen if you're watching this, they have arguably the best chemistry in football with the Green Bay Packers. Wide receiver, Pro Bowl wide receiver Devante Adams. His contract is up at the end of this season, so it's very questionable if he wants to remain a Packer or if he's going to just go into free agency and get on another team. I believe he wants to remain a Packer, but that is if Aaron Rodgers is going to be there or not. And I honestly don't think Aaron is going to stay with the Packers, but I honestly think it's going to be like something last minute and he's going to be like, yeah, I go ahead and play football. Who knows? I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that he go ahead and just retire and be done with it or just go ahead out the NFC North. And I say it every week. We don't need him. We, the Detroit Lions fans, don't need him. You know what? To be honest, the rest of the teams in the NFC North don't need him either. I'm sure everybody is tired of losing to Aaron Rodgers. Like, it's almost like he does this in his sleep, and we tired. So I'm going to speak for everybody, the Chicago Bears fans, the Minnesota Vikings fans, and the Detroit Lions fans for sure. We don't need Aaron Rodgers. And what we don't need is another Aaron Rodgers because if y'all look at it, Aaron Rodgers was like Brett Favre. It just seemed like Green Bay is birthing beast. So I hate to sound bad, but I'm all for Devante Adams and Aaron Rodgers just going ahead to find something else. I don't think Devante Adams is going to retire out of the NFL. I do think that he will find another team, but I think Aaron gonna go ahead and go. I think it's just like I said, that Packers organization, y'all, they cannot catch a break. Okay, crazy. Now, I think too, like I've already told y'all that the Detroit Lions that would put Jared Goff as being the number one quarterback in the NFC, but what if Aaron come back, y'all? That's not gonna be good. We're gonna move on because that's I can feel the cloud of dun 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 coming upon me, and I don't want to think about that. My hopes have been so high that Aaron is gone, and then now Devante Adams went out. That is just so good for Detroit. Imagine that Green Bay and Detroit Lions game. Oh my God. Okay, so the NFL, it is July 1st. Pride Month was officially over last month, but I think we should have Pride all the time. But anywho, on Monday, the NFL released a video. This video was very, very nice. I really liked it. They tweeted it. Now, I don't have the video, but I have a little bit of the video here, like some stills of the video, if you can read it. The NFL, in this video, the NFL is declaring that football is gay. The word gay is replaced with lesbian, transgender, beautiful, queer, and other terms. And the final, at the finale, it says football is for everyone. Now, this announcement from the NFL or this video comes after, Carl Nassib's, when he came out last week and said that he was comfortable enough with, exposing that he is homosexual. Now, even then, when Nassib said that he would donate to the Trevor Project, which is a youth organization that helps with suicide prevention and just crisis and things like that for the LGBTQ youth. The NFL automatically then said that they were going to match Carl's donation. Now, I personally I like that, people can feel comfortable with being themselves because I mean, if you're gay or whatever, that shouldn't stop you from being able to play a sport. The only, like I said, previous slippery slope that I have with it is transgender men playing female sports and even vice versa. Because I don't feel like it's the fair advantage with the body size and the strength and things like that. But I do feel like we should have a league where transgender men and women could come together and do what they love as well. Um, what really bothers me about it is, as I mentioned last week, it was different for Sam Martin. When Sam Martin came out, he was just in college. And it was so much backlash when he came out and negative press and things that was said against him. It messed him up mentally to where when he was signed with the NFL team, he never made it to the field really because he was mentally exhausted. I'm assuming they said it had to do with his mental health is why he said it had to do with his mental health as to why he retired. So I just feel like I'm glad that over time, we're changing the way that we talk and the way that things are said. But I feel like if at some point it was unfair to somebody before, them or before, you know, the next generation or whatever. So I'm glad because if you take away LGBTQ and just being African American, it's like you don't have to have these conversations. Oh, the first gay person or the first black person to do this or this. I want to get into a conversation where you're just known for being good because of who you are. Not because of what you represent or what you look like. And so the NFL coming out with that, I really love that video because sports should be for everybody. I was actually listening to one of my favorite sports podcasts this morning, and he was saying, one of the guys was saying that sports is a unifier. Like when it comes to winning teams and everything, especially the hometown teams, you could talk to anybody about sports. Now, instead of me being black or the next person being Caucasian or whatever, we're all bleeding blue. It's one pride. And you look past color or gender and all of that. It becomes all about the sports. And I think that sports is a very good unifier. And people across everywhere love football. So I'm glad to see the NFL step out and do this because everybody needs to know that they're loved. Love who you love and be who you are. And, with football just being such an uptight sport, people were afraid, I guess, to come out or be who they are. So I'm excited to see the NFL really moving in a positive direction. I really love that video, and I'm going to show you guys some stills again because to me, football is everything, and football is for everyone. One of the stats that you see up here about the youth, LGBTQ youth, was with at least one accepting adult has 40% lower risk of attempting suicide. I'm not sure why adults are having a problem with youth and what they are, who they are, who they love. If my daughter was to come to me and say she like girls, that's on her. You know what I'm saying? I can't. It's nothing I could say. So why be mad? So, and I'm gonna move on from that. I just want to say, shout out to NFL and highlight the NFL for that. That was one of my stories I really wanted to set up for you guys this week because love is love. And at the end of Pride Month, it's good to see, a lot more organizations coming out and, support for the LGBTQ community. So, again, shout out the NFL. Now, the big story that I have for you guys this week is about Chauncey Billups. Chauncey Billups was named the Portland Trail Blazers head coach on Tuesday officially. But once the news, it was kind of like, the star player there, Damian Lillard, he really didn't want he's upset with the team. I guess I don't think he wanted Chauncey. He really wanted Jason Kidd, but why? Who wouldn't want to have a point guard coach like Chauncey Billups? Anywho, so a lot broke out on Twitter about former allegations against Chauncey Billups. Now, it's kind of crazy because Chauncey Billups was the final MVP here in Detroit with the Pistons, and we never heard that. But according to reports, well, the court documents I pulled up in November of '97, Billups was in the middle of a sexual assault case involving Antoine Walker, Ron Mercer, and Michael Irving. Now, the documentation is calling the plaintiff Jane Doe. The young lady's name was not released, but according to Jane, she is Antoine Walker's on again, off again girlfriend. They were in the club with some other people, and Michael told her that Antoine wanted her to come back to their luxury apartment. I'm sorry, not a luxury apartment, but a condominium. Well, she's claiming that at the condo she was raped by the three men, and Antoine Walker knew, and he didn't do anything to stop it. Now, Billups is not alleging that any things didn't happen, but he said he was never at the condo. The oral sex between him and her happened in his car. So the stories were very contradicting, but they did end up settling with her. That was in the 90s. Now, I know this was a time when social media was not really popular, but it's just weird that this never came out until now, or this wasn't a big deal until now. But I'm going to play what Chauncey Billups had to say about this and how he feels today. This quote that you guys are getting ready to hear is from Chauncey Billups this past Tuesday when he was at a press conference after being announced as the head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers. It stopped being more about his coaching ability because we know that he is the assistant with the Clippers. But let's go ahead and play this clip.
There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about how every decision that we make could have a profound impact on a person's life. I learned at a very young age as a player, and not only a player, but a young man, a young adult, that every decision has consequences, and that's led to some really, really healthy but tough conversations that I've had to have with my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time in 1997, and my daughters about what actually happened and about what they may have to read about me in the news and in the media. But this experience has shaped my life in so many different ways.
Now, that's big, For him to come out, he's not denying what happened. He's just basically saying it didn't happen the way we think it happened, and also how he had to just explain himself, deal with the consequences, and let it ride. Now, guys, this was civil. It was not criminal. Criminal charges were never brought up against him, or if they were, that wasn't mentioned in any reports that I could read or find, and any court documentation that I did dig up about the case. I just feel like a guy that has so much, press and news like Chauncey Billups, around the time where he was with the Pistons and the '04 Pistons and the championship team, being finals MVP, and moving on from Detroit and even going to Denver and other teams and retiring. This never came up. Now Chauncey finally gets his, hand in the position to be head coach, and now, boom, sexual allegations. It's not allegations, just what happened in the past, 20 some odd years ago, almost 20 years ago, whatever. And no, it's been over 20. It's almost 30 years, actually. Y'all know I ain't go to school for math, but here we go. So I just feel like, wow, like even now having to just think about it or even try to break it down, and what's crazy is, as I mentioned, the job was going to go to Jason Kidd. Damian Lillard really wanted him. It looks like the Trailblazers was really looking into him, but then, he did have criminal case against beating his wife, if you guys remember. Domestic assault allegations against, I'm sorry, not allegations, but domestic assault charges against his wife. So I guess the organization and the city in the whole didn't really look at the situation. I mean, really think that that was going to be good. I don't know. And then Jason ended up taking a different head coaching job anyway. But it almost leaves what happens with Chauncey, with this press surrounding him. And now the team did say that they did their own independent investigation, found anything out of it. So, they can see whatever we can see and think nothing of it. He learned from it. That was years ago. They want him, but the power of this cancel culture today, will this really push Chauncey Billups out of what he has going on for himself? His contract is for 5 years. Will he make it 5 years? Will he even make it half the year? What's going on with that? And also, just what would he do next if Portland wasn't the thing, or just where to go? I like that he said he had to have a hard conversation with his wife and his daughters, because the thing is, some young women fall victim to this athlete life, or rappers and all of this, seeing this fast life and money and all of that, and unfortunately they do things they don't want to do and have to regret it later, even if it's not rape. It's just, I willingly said I would sleep with you because of some kind of gain that would happen in the end. So it's good that, he can even talk to his daughters and be that example. Well, this will happen to me. I got caught up in this fast life as well. And, we have to teach our kids how and what to do to avoid situations like that. So, I mean, it's good to see him take accountability and just, hear him say that it shaped his life. But it's just weird to know that that's even something that happened. Not that we should all know these things and everything should come out in the news and stuff like that. But it's just never in none of these years, that was his rookie season with the Celtics. The players, it was Ron Mercer's rookie year as well. The veteran on the team was Antoine Walker. And so these guys are young, fresh out of college, who knows what happened that night. And and it's unfortunate for, Jane Doe, because she was in a situation she didn't want to be in. And now this happened to her. And, I don't know. It just makes me think about everything going on with Deshaun Watson, and just everything. Even what just happened with Bill Cosby being released. Like, there are still victims. There are still people, out here. Bill Cosby never said that he never drugged women. He said that he put, pills in drinks, but he never said that he didn't do it unknowingly. So it just goes back to what's really going on there, and how and what we could do as a community to educate men and women about how and what to do about it. And I hope things go well for Chauncey, y'all. He's a very good point guard. He was a great point guard. He did what he had to do, and he's achieved all of the things that he needs. And I hope that he will be in the next class of Hall of Famers in the NBA, because he definitely deserve it. Y'all, as always, I want to say, please go to the website, mywhitneyb.com/shop, and support the brand by purchasing a t-shirt, or you can also donate there on the same page if you don't want to get a t-shirt, but you feel me. Hey, Whitney, my girl, I want to look out. I want to support, donate. So please go ahead over to the website, mywhitneyb.com/shop, and check me out. Also, don't forget you can head over to rockyroadmedia.com. That's ROCKYROADMEDIA.com, and keep up with all of the shows under the umbrella here. We have the Rocky Road Productions Porch Talk podcast every Saturday at 4 p.m. on Facebook Live. Every other Saturday is Shade and Shenanigans with me, your girl Big Wit. And every other Saturday is Love and Success. It switches up because of that occasional fifth Saturday. So Shade and Shenanigans is now second and fourth Saturdays, and Love and Success is first and third Saturdays. But both shows are actually good. It gives you a spin on real life reality and how we feel Also, following Rocky Road Productions every Saturday is going to be Vitamin D. Vitamin D is a great show, guys. So please head over to RockyRoadMedia.com for everything that's on the umbrella. And we appreciate all of your likes, comments, feedback there on social media. We see it, guys. Make sure you subscribe to both websites. And thank you again for tuning in to the 15th episode of Sports Talk with me, your girl, Whitney B. And I'm out.